Hello students, good morning. We are live now. Good morning. So Matthew Likhita Ranjan has joined. Is my audio and video clear? Is my audio and video clear? Okay, thank you for confirming. Okay, so today we are going to start new topic, section and midpoint formula. It's part of coordinate geometry. So this is a second chapter of coordinate geometry. First one reflection we have already done. So in today's class, first of all, I'll give you brief introduction. After that, we will do MCQ and assertion reason based type of questions as usual we do. So let's start. The section and midpoint formula. So in section and midpoint formula, first of all, this like I told you, it's a part of coordinate geometry. So which things we will be using in this chapter, so that I'll tell you. First, first of all, few things are there regarding coordinate geometry which will be of use in this chapter. So first one is distance formula. So distance formula means like we will be finding distance between any two points in coordinate geometry. Second one we will use section formula. Third one midpoint formula. Then in the next chapter of coordinate geometry we will be working on equation of lines, but in this chapter these three things we will use: distance formula, then section formula and midpoint formula. So few other things are also there which I will explain you. So first of all, what is section formula? Now if you have any line segment AB, if you have any line segment AB where the coordinates of point A is x1, y1 and coordinates of point B you have as x2, y2. So this line segment is divided by any other point P. So this point is getting divided. This point is dividing this line segment in some ratio. Suppose the ratio is m1 is to m2. The ratio is m1 is to m2 and the coordinates of this point P are x and y. So we can find the coordinates of this point by using the section formula. So what is section formula? So in section formula, x coordinate we can find using this formula m. So here m1 and m2 you can write m1 x2 plus m2 x1 by m1 plus m2, and then m1 y2, y's coordinate you can find using this formula m1 y2, m2 y1 by m1 plus m2. So I'll just rewrite x coordinate you can find using the formula m1 x2 plus m2 x1 by m1 plus m2, and y coordinate you can find using formula m1 y2 plus m2 y1 by m1 plus m2. So always try to draw the line segment AB. Coordinates of line segment we have A's coordinate x1 y1, B's coordinates x2 y2, and coordinates of point P xy, which is dividing the line segment in the ratio m1 is to m2. So next formula is midpoint formula. So midpoint formula is a special case of section formula. Midpoint formula is a special case of section formula So in case of midpoint formula, the ratio is 1 is to 1. The ratio is 1 is to 1. You just have to remember that means, and here M1 is also 1 and M2 is also 1. So what's the formula? So coordinates of point P. When P is the midpoint of line segment AB, we can find using the formula x1 plus x2 by 2, and y coordinate we can find y1 plus y2 divided by 2 when point P is a midpoint of line segment AB. Then points of trisection. So what is points of trisection? When the line segment is divided into three equal parts. So when line segment AB is divided into three equal parts. So these points are known as points of trisection. So here point P and point Q, because AB is a line segment which is getting divided into three equal parts. So we can say here points P and Q are the points of trisection, because these two points they are dividing the line segment into three equal parts. So in points of trisection, how we will take ratio, that you have to understand here. So as you can say, the line has three equal parts. So one part is AP, another part, again this is one part, another part is PQ, and the last part is QB. So ratio you have to see here. So AP is to PB. AP is to PB. So what is this ratio? How to say here? AP has how many parts? One part. So this is 1 we'll write. PB has how many parts of this line segment? 1, 2. So PB has this part and this part. AP has one part and PB has two parts. So the ratio at point P, it will become 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. At point P, the ratio is 1 is to 2, because AP has 1 point and PQ has 1 and 2. 2 points, 2 parts. So that's why the ratio at point P here is 1 is to 2. Similarly, if you see the ratio at point Q, so here we have to find the ratio of AQ is to QB. AQ is to QB. So what is the ratio at AQ is to AQ is to QB? I want you people to tell me. So at point Q, what will be the ratio? What will be the ratio of AQ is to QB? This is quite simple. Anyone can answer. So what will be the ratio? Yes, so it is 2 is to 1, because here you can see AQ has two parts, that is AP and PQ, and QB has one part of this line segment. So this is how we can find the ratio of 2 points which are dividing the line segment into 3 parts. These are known as the points of trisection. Okay, let's do next concept and then we will be starting with the questions. So suppose we have in a triangle 3 medians. In a triangle, we have 3 medians. So medians are AD, BE and CF. These are the medians of the triangle. So here you can see these medians, they are intersecting at point G. The medians, they are intersecting at point G. This point G is known as centroid of a triangle. Point G is known as centroid of a triangle. So point of intersection of 3 medians. Point of intersection of 3 medians is known as centroid. This is very important. So where 3 medians? Median means this line AD is dividing BC in midpoint. So that means here D is midpoint of line segment BC, because AD is the median, so median divides the line segment on which it is dropping into two equal parts. So BD is equals to DC, which means D is midpoint. Similarly, E is midpoint of AC. So D is midpoint of BC, E is midpoint of AC, and F is midpoint of AB. So median divides a line segment on which it is dropping into two equal parts. And point of medians of the triangle is known as centroid. Now for centroid also we have the coordinates xy. So suppose the coordinates of point A are x1 y1, coordinates of point B are x2 y2, and coordinates of point C are x3 y3. So we can find the coordinates of centroid of a triangle by using the formula x is equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. Y is equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So these are the coordinates of the centroid of the triangle. So another thing which you should know regarding centroid, so centroid will divide the line segment, this one. So centroid will divide the line segment into ratio 2 is to 1. So centroid will divide, like it divides AD in this ratio. So AG is to GD is what? 2 is to 1. Same way BG is to GE is equals to 2 is to 1. And FG is to GC, this is CG is to GF, it is also equals to 2 is to 1. So centroid divides the median. Centroid divides the median in the ratio 2 is to 1. So this points ratio also you should know. So once again I'll repeat, centroid divides the median, because median only it is dividing into the ratio 2 is to 1. So these things you should know. For MCQs or for other questions also this might be asked. Okay, so let's do questions now. If anyone has any doubt till now, you can just let me ask questions. You can ask me questions. Anyone, any doubt? Okay, let's start from the first question. First question you can see on my screen. The coordinates of the vertices of a triangle are, so vertices means A, B, C. The coordinates of the vertices of a triangle given to us. So we'll write one of the coordinate as the coordinates of point A. Other coordinate is the coordinates of point B, and the last coordinate as the coordinates of the third point. So we have to find the coordinates of the centroid of triangle. So centroid, I have told you this given, I have given you the formula. So this one point we can consider as x1 y1, another one x2 y2, and x3 y3. So coordinates of centroid. If here we have centroid, so its coordinates we can write as xy, and direct formula we have regarding coordinates of centroid. We know the formula. So what's the formula of the coordinates of centroid of a triangle? What's the formula? Just now I have told you. So what is the formula? So x is equals to x1 plus x2. Yes, so x is equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. So we can write the values x1 is minus 4, x2 is 6 and x3 is 4 by 3. So minus 4 plus 6 is positive 2 plus minus minus. So 6 minus 4 is positive 2. 2 plus 4 by 3. 2 plus 4 is 6 by 3. So 6 by 3 is equals to 2. So x is equals to 2. Now y coordinate we can find using the formula y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So y1 is minus 2, y2 is plus 2 plus 6 by 3. So plus 2 and minus 2 will get cancelled. 2 minus 2 is 0. 6 by 3 again it's equals to 2. So the coordinates of centroid, we got both the values of x and y as 2. So which option is the answer then? Which option is the answer? So option A. Option A is the answer. 2 comma 2. Always write option as well as the answer. So A option is the answer of this one. Let's do next question. Second question. So ABC are the vertices of triangle ABC. If centroid is 4 comma 3, then find the value of x. So this is a question similar to the previous question. Now in this question they have given us the coordinates. They have given us 3 coordinates as well as the centroid. So the given coordinates directly we can do. So coordinates of point A are 1 4, point B 4 1, point C x4, and also they have given us the coordinates of centroid 4 3. So A's coordinates we can write as x1 y1, x2 y2 as B's coordinates, and C's coordinates we can take as x3 y3. Here you can see x3 is missing, so x3's value is equals to x. So this x we have to find. What we have to find? We have to find x3 because x3 is equals to x, and here coordinates of centroid are given to us that I can write as xy. Now here one of the x coordinate is missing, so that means we will use x formula. So x is equals to, we know, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. So this x is given to us. This is the coordinate of centroid. So this is equals to x. This is equals to 4. So this x and this x, the x of C, they are not same. So don't get confused. C's x is x3. So here we can write x1 now. x1 is equals to 1, x2 is 4 and x3 is x only. x3 is x. So always make sure you are writing this way so that when you are solving the questions directly you can substitute. Why I am telling here, one of the coordinate here you can see which we have to find, that is also x, and centroid's coordinate also we write as x. So that's why don't get confused properly. You just have to substitute. The x of centroid is 4. So here I have just substituted its value as 4. x1 is 1, x2 is 4 and x3 is x. Now we can just simplify. This 3 will shift to other side because here it's getting divided. When we will shift it to other side, it will get multiplied. So 4 into 3 is equals to 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus x. 4 into 3 is 12. This 5 will shift to this side. Plus 5, when we shift to other side, it will become minus 5. So 12 minus 5 is equals to 7. X is equals to 7. So Jayashree has given the answer. Even Navya has given the answer. X is equals to 7. So which option? It is option C. X is equals to 7. Option C. Now let's do next question. So next question, you can see The coordinates of A, B, C, D. Four coordinates are given to us and they are asking these coordinates are the coordinates of rectangle, square, rhombus or trapezium. So whenever these type of questions are used, because here we have been given some polynomials, quadrilaterals in the options. We have to check. So these coordinates are of which. So in these questions, we will be using distance formula. We will use distance formula and we will find the distances. Distance means what? Length. Distance means what? Distance means length. We will find lengths of different sides of a triangle and we will check. Like we know, if quadrilateral is a rectangle, if it is a rectangle, so properties of rectangle we should know. Regarding rectangle, we know opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. If it is a square, so we know for square, all the sides are equal. For square, all the sides are equal. And all angles 90 degree. So properties we should know. Then for rhombus, rectangle also all angles 90 degree. Then for rhombus also all sides equal. Rhombus, all sides equal. Here one property angles we will not use because when we are proving what we will do, opposite sides are equal and we'll use this property diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal. In MCQs with one property itself our work will be done. In case of a square also you can write diagonals are equal. All sides equal, diagonals are equal. So rhombus all sides equal. Only this is what you have to prove. And trapezium we can't say. One pair of parallel lines we have. One pair of parallel lines we have. Sometimes two, so it looks like this. So sometimes non-parallel sides, they might be equal. Okay, so these properties we have to check. So mainly we will use distance formula and distance formula I'll tell you. So this question will be little lengthy, although here they have asked in MCQ, but it will be little lengthy because we have to check. We have to check. So distance formula you can make a note. It is equals to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. For any one line, distance formula means what we are finding? We are finding the length of line segment. Suppose here I have any line segment AB. Here if I have any line segment AB, so coordinates of point A, we have x1, y1 and coordinates of point B are x2, y2. So we can find the length AB by using here distance formula. So now let's find the different distances. AB if we have to find AB, so we'll consider the coordinates of A as x1, y1. We'll consider coordinates of A as x1, y1 and coordinates of B as x2, y2. So let's find distance AB. You can find this distance and you can tell me the answers. Although this question is little lengthy, so we will be double checking the answers as well. So x2 is 9 here, x1 is also 9. So 9 minus 9 is 0. Y2 is 6, y1 is 0. So 9 minus 9 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. 6 square. 0 plus 6 square is 6 square only. The square and root I'll cancel. Or 36 also you can write the square root of 36 will also be 6. So 6 units. 6 units. So AB is equals to 6 units. I hope you are also getting the same answer. AB is equals to 6 units. First distance we have found. Let's find now BC. When we are finding distance BC, we have to use the coordinates of B point and C point. So B is coordinates 9, 6 and C is coordinates minus 9, 6. So now B's coordinates will consider as x1, y1 and C's coordinates x2, y2. So we just have to substitute again and we have to find the distance. So x2 is minus 9 minus y1 is also x1 is also 9. So minus 9 whole square plus y2 is 6, 6 minus 6 whole square. So minus is plus but with a negative sign. So minus 18 whole square plus 6 minus 6 is 0. So 0 square. So minus 18 whole square is 324. Square of a negative is always positive. So 324 the square root when you are calculating, it is equals to 18. So 18 units. So this is 18 units. So BC is equals to 18 units. Are you all getting the same answer as I am getting? Is BC 18? Now let's find the third distance CD. Okay, so third distance is CD. When we are finding CD, so CDs we have to consider the coordinates of point C and D. We have to consider coordinates of C and D. So C is coordinate minus 9 comma 6 and D is coordinates minus 9 0. So C is coordinate I am using as x1 y1 and D is coordinates as x2 y2. So let us substitute now. So when we are substituting, x2 is minus 9 minus again x1 is minus 9 whole square plus y2 is 0 minus 6 whole square. So minus 9 minus here it will become plus. Minus 9 minus will become plus. So minus 9 plus become, because two signs together. Two signs are together. So minus and minus will become plus. So minus 9 plus 9 whole square plus 0 minus 6. 0 minus 6 is 6 only. Minus 6 only. So minus 6 whole square. So minus 9 plus 9 is equals to 0. And minus 6 whole square is equals to 36. Square of a negative is always positive. So square root of 36 is equals to 6 units. So here we can see now CD is also equals to 6 units. Now let's find one more distance, DA or AD. So now I'll be using the coordinates of point A and D. I'll be using the coordinates of point A and D. So 9, 0, I'll be writing as x1, y1 and minus 9, 0, x2, y2. Let's substitute the values. So x2 is minus 9 whole square plus y2 0 minus 0 whole square. Y1 is also 0. So minus 9 minus is plus with a negative sign. So minus 18 whole square plus 0. So if you do the square of a negative, it's always positive. So square root of 324 is 18 units. So we can see here AD is also equals to 18 units. See, from here itself we can conclude no need of finding more distances, like diagonals also here no need, because in the option we have only like rectangle in which we have pair of opposite sides are equal. So other quadrilaterals, if we see square, it doesn't have opposite sides equal. Even in rhombus also opposite sides, so all sides are equal. Trapezium also we don't have opposite sides equal, like both the pair of opposite sides are not equal. So we can conclude option A, rectangle, is the answer. So option A, rectangle. Why rectangle? Because AB is equals to CD and BC is equals to AD. So pair of opposite sides, equal opposite sides we have. That's why its answer is rectangle. So I hope this question is clear. This was little lengthy, but this type of questions might be asked. Okay, let's do next question. And if you have any doubts in between, you can just tell me. I'll take those questions once again, the doubt ones. Anyone, any doubt? Okay, so I believe no doubts. So question number fourth, the midpoints of the line segment of the point. So line segment is given to us. AB is line segment. So coordinates of midpoint we have to find. So suppose this is line segment AB. This is line segment AB, and suppose B is the midpoint. So coordinates of A, it's given to us as -2, 8. Coordinates of point B is given to us as 6, 4, and coordinates of midpoint we have to find. So xy we have to find. So coordinates of A we can write as x1, y1. Coordinates of B as x2, y2. Coordinates of P I am writing as xy. Okay, can you tell me what's the midpoint formula? Because here midpoints coordinate we have to find. So what is the midpoint formula? We have to use here midpoint formula. So what is midpoint formula? So x is equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. So x1 is -2 plus 6 by 2. -2 plus 6 is 4. 4 by 2 is 2. So we got the value of x as 2. Now y will find. So y's coordinate we'll get by using the formula y1 plus y2 by 2 is equals to 8 plus 4 by 2. 8 plus 4 is 8 plus 4 is 14. No, 8 plus 4 is 12. So 12 by 2 is 6. Yes, so we got point P's coordinates 2, 6. So option B. Option B. X is equals to 2, Y is equals to 6. So B option is the correct answer of this one. Let's do next question now. So it was a very simple question, but you should know what is midpoint formula and when to use, because here it was mentioned about midpoint, so that's why we use midpoint formula. And always try to draw line segments like this. If you draw it, it will be very easy to do the questions and write also x1, y1, x2, y2, so that when you are substituting, there won't be any mistakes. Yes, so let's do now fifth question. In fifth question, point P is the midpoint of the line segment QR. So let's draw again line segment. So here point P is midpoint. So that means the endpoints of the line segment are QR. So coordinates of all the 3 points are given to us. Q's coordinates -6, 5. R's coordinate -2, 3. And P's coordinate. P is midpoint. So coordinates of P given to us as A by 3 and 4. So here they have given us the coordinates of all the 3 points, and we have to find the unknown variable A. In midpoint you can see the point x is equals to A by 3, so that we have to find. So we can write again, always write it down, draw line segment. If you are drawing and writing, there is 0% chance of going wrong somewhere. So 1 minute it will take, but make sure you are doing it to avoid mistakes. So here I am writing. So Q's coordinate x1, y1, R's coordinate x2, y2, and coordinates of point P, x and y. So because this P is a midpoint, so we have to use midpoint formula. It is x is equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. So x will substitute. So value of x is A by 3. Value of x is a by 3. So x1 minus 6, x2 is minus 2. So minus 6 plus minus 2 by 2. Let's shift this 2 to other side. When we shift 2 to other side, because here it's getting divided, when we shift to other side it will get multiplied, and here minus 6. So plus minus, whenever two signs are together make it single sign, so plus minus is minus. Here we can just multiply, it will become 2a by 3, and minus minus. So here we don't have to shift this 2 because a we have to find, so we don't have to shift this. Let's shift 3 to other side because unknown variable should be on one side, so let's shift 3 to other side. Let us not shift a because it will not make any sense. One variable which is unknown, it should be on one side, all others we have to shift. So when 3 we are shifting to other side, it will get multiplied because here it's getting divided with a. So minus 6 minus 2, it will become minus 8. Minus 6, 5 a by 3 and minus 2. So x1, yes, it will become minus 8 by 2. So it will get cancelled now. So a is equals to minus 12. A is equals to minus 12. So 4 and 8 we cancel, we got 4. So 3 into minus 4 is minus 12. Yes, so you have given the answer option B. Likhita and Jayashree has given the answer option B. I hope this is clear. We used midpoint formula. So why we used x coordinates? Because x is given to us as a by 3 and this a only we have to find. So first of all we shifted 3 to other side, it will get multiplied. So minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8. Then we did cancellation here and we found the value of a as minus 12. Option D. Okay, it's not option B, it's option D. Minus 12 is D option. Let's do next question now. Question number 6. If endpoints of a diameter of a circle are this. So endpoints of a diameter of a circle are given to us and we have to find the coordinates of its center. We have to find coordinates of the center. So first of all, whenever circle is there, so this is circle. So in this circle, this line, the line which is passing from the center, the line which is passing from the center is known as diameter. So endpoints of diameter are given to us A and B. So coordinates of point A are minus 2, 3 and coordinates of endpoint B, it's 4 minus 5. We have to find the coordinates of the center. See, center is the point which is at the center. Let's say this is point O. This point is midpoint. Always just remember midpoint of diameter. The point which is at center, that means center of the circle, is the midpoint of diameter. So that means which concept here we have to use? So we have to find the coordinates of its center. So coordinates of its center means xy we have to find. We have to find xy, where I'll consider the coordinates of A as x1, y1 and coordinates of B as x2, y2. Because here we know central point is the midpoint of the diameter, that's why we will use midpoint formula. So which formula we will use? Midpoint formula. So whenever, don't get scared like now circle it is mentioned and we are doing coordinate geometry. You just have to remember if diameter is there, the point which is at the center of the diameter or center of the circle, that point is the midpoint of the diameter. Using midpoint formula, we can find the coordinates. So x coordinate we can find using formula x is equals to x1 plus y1 by 2. So x1 is minus 2, x1 plus x2. I just wrote it wrong. x1 plus x2 by 2. So minus 2, x1 is minus 2 plus 4 by 2. So plus minus is minus. with the sign which is with greater number. So 4 minus 2 is 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is equals to 1. So x is equals to 1. Let's find now y using y's formula. Y is equals to y1 plus y2 by 2. So y1 is 3 plus minus 5 by 2. So 3 plus minus is minus. So two signs together make it single sign. So plus minus is minus. 3 minus 5 by 2. 3 minus 5 is minus 2 because plus minus minus. So 5 minus 3 is 2 and the sign which is with greater number. So with 5 minus sign is there. So minus 2 by 2. So which is equals to minus 1. Y is equals to minus 1. X is equals to 1. Y is equals to minus 1. So which option? Okay, so here I forgot to give the options. So options by mistake. So you can just remember this is the answer. 1 comma minus 1. 1 comma minus 1. So Likhita and Jayashree has found the answer also. So anyone, any doubt, you can just tell me. Okay, let's do next question if no doubt still here. So next question, the points which divides the line segment in the ratio internally lies in. So they are telling one line segment is there. Let me name it as AB line segment. So joining the points, whenever you see this word joining the points, so that means these are the end points of the diameter. So joining the points with where you are getting these coordinates, you can see, you can write these are the end points of the line segment. So A's coordinates I write as 7 comma minus 6 and B's coordinates as 3 comma 4. So one point is dividing this line segment in the ratio 1 is to 2. So suppose that is point P, it is dividing. So we have to, and the coordinates of point P we know x, y. So we have to, in this question, find out in which quadrant x, y lies. Like here, you know, this is a Cartesian plane. It's a Cartesian plane. Horizontal line is x-axis, vertical line is y-axis. So when here we see four quadrants are there. So first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. In first quadrant, both x and y are positive because this is positive x, this is negative x. In second quadrant, we have x negative and y positive. In third quadrant, both x and y are negative, and in fourth quadrant, we have x positive and y negative. So these things we have done already in ninth grade. So just a recap I have done so that you can answer this question. So first quadrant both positive, second quadrant x negative, y positive, third quadrant both negative, fourth quadrant x positive, y negative. So this we know. Now we can just find the value of the coordinates of P. Then we can decide this point P is lying in which quadrant. So that's what we have to find in this question. They mentioned the point which is dividing the line segment. They lies in the first quadrant, second, third or fourth. So I hope the question is clear what we have to find. Is this question clear? So let's find now. So since ratio is given to us, that means we have to here use section formula. What we have to do, we have to use section formula. So I'll just consider A's coordinates as x1, y1, B's coordinates as x2, y2, and point P's coordinate as xy, which we have to find, and the ratio I will consider as m1 is to m2. The ratio I will consider as m1 is to m2. So let us find the value of x using x formula. So x formula is m1 x2. See, with 1 always 2. If m1 you are using, then x2 you have to use. If m2 you are using, then x1 you have to use. So this is how you can memorize this formula. So m1 into x2 plus m2 into x1. So opposites by m1 plus m2. So m1 is 1. So when we write like this, so there is less chances of substituting it wrong. So that's why you will also write the way I've written. So m1 is 1, x2 is 3, plus m2 is 2, and x1 is 7 by 1 plus 2. So 1 into 3 is 3 plus 14 by 3. 3 plus 14 is x is equals to 6. X is equals to 6. 3 plus 14 is 17. 17 by 3 I am getting. Yes, so x is equals to 17 by 3. X is equals to 17 by 3, but it's positive, so that's what we have to see, because we have to find this point P is lying in which quadrant. Let's find now y coordinate using y coordinate formula. So here itself I'll be doing. So y is equals to m1 y2, m2 y1. So 1 with 2 always. If m1 then y2, if m2 then with y1. The remaining everything is same, divided by m1 plus m2. So m1's value is 1, y2's value is 4, plus m2 is 2, y1's value is minus 6 by m1 plus m2. So that means 1 plus 2. 1 into 4 is 4, plus 2 into minus 6 is minus 12 by 3. So again, whenever two signs together, make it single sign. So plus minus is minus. So 4 minus 12 by 3. 4 minus 12 is minus 8. Plus minus is minus, and the sign which is with greater number. So with greater number here, negative is there. So minus 8 by 3. So y is equals to minus 8 by 3. So we got the value x is positive, y is negative. So if x is positive, so y is negative. In which quadrant point P will lie? In which quadrant point P will lie? Yes, so Jayashree has already given the answer, fourth quadrant. Point P will lie in fourth quadrant. Because x positive, y negative, that means fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, option D. Fourth quadrant, option D. So is this question clear to everyone? I can see today no response. Strength is also very less. So in case you have doubts, please let me know. Because we are preparing for board exams, and if we are getting a 5 a.m. in the morning, we should give our 100%. So if doubts are there, you just let me know. We don't have to keep any doubts with you don't have to keep any of the doubts with yourself. You're free to ask any doubts over here. And solve the questions along with me. No doubts. Okay, that's good. I hope every one of you are solving the questions along with me, because this is very easy topic. Easy as well as scoring. Yes, so the centroid of a triangle whose vertices are, so centroid related question we have already done. So let's see who will do it fast. So we just have to find the coordinates of centroid. Centroid is that point which where all the medians of the triangle they intersect. So point, we know its formula, x is equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. So we have 3 points, 3, minus 7, minus 8, 6 and 5, 10. We can just write x1 by 1, x2 y2 and x3 y3. x1 is 3 plus minus 8, x2 is minus 8, x3 is 5 by 3. So 3 plus minus is minus 3 minus 8 plus 5 by 3. So 3 minus 8 is minus 5, plus minus minus in the sign which is with greater number. So 3 minus 5 is minus 5. Minus 5 plus 5 divided by 3 is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0. Let's find the y coordinate now. So y is equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So y1 is equals to minus 7, y2 is 6 and y3 is 10. So minus 7 plus 6. So minus 1 plus 10 by 3. So 9 by 3 is equals to 3. So y is equals to 3. X0, Y3. So coordinate will be 0, comma 3. So which option? 0, 3, option B. Yes, so B option is the correct answer. B option. Let's do next question now. Question number 9. So first of all, we'll understand the question what is given to us. Then we will do it. So a line segment intersects y-axis and x-axis at the points PQ. So just remember, first of all, you should know how the point will look like on y-axis and x-axis. If you know also, you can tell me like how a point on x and y-axis look like. Like this is a plane, this is a Cartesian plane. Here this is x-axis, horizontal line x-axis, vertical line y-axis. So one line is there, it is intersecting x-axis and y-axis. It can be any, because I don't know, I'll just show you like this. Yes, like Aditya has given the answer 0y and x0. Yes, so suppose here this line is there, this line intersecting at point P at respectively it is mentioned. So whenever respectively it is mentioned, so y is at y-axis there is point P and at x-axis there is point Q. So one line, it is intersecting y-axis at point P and x-axis at point Q. So here that means point P will look like this, 0, comma y, because this point lies on y-axis. Any point which lies on y-axis, it will look like this. So what does it mean? It means the value of x is 0 and it will have some point on y-axis. And if any point lies on x-axis, so it means the value of y is 0. See, coordinates we write like this, xy, where first one is the x1 and second one is y. We write coordinates like this. So if any point lies on x-axis, we know y will be 0. So that means it will look like x comma 0. If any point lies on y-axis, so y-axis means x is 0. So don't write. I have seen some students will write like this, y 0. No, it is not y 0, it will be 0 y. Y 0 y, because we write coordinates always like this, x y. So that means point P will look like 0 y and point Q will look like x 0. So midpoint of this line segment. So we'll consider PQ as line segment. Its midpoint is given to us. So midpoint is 2 minus 5. So this is the midpoint of this line segment PQ. We have to find the coordinates of point P and Q. So midpoint is given to us. We can make use again midpoint formula, but if you are clear with the question, then only we'll be able to do it. So I have explained. So point P's coordinates 0 y will write as xy, x1, y1. Midpoint, let us say it is point M. So this coordinate we can write as xy, and coordinates of point Q we can write as x2, y2. So I'll just, there is a line segment like this. So P is 0 y, Q is x0, and midpoint is given to us 2 minus 5. So this is x1, y1, xy and x2, y2. We have to find the coordinates of point P and Q in this question. So because here they have mentioned about midpoint, so that means midpoint formula we have to use. So let's use midpoint formula. So x is equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. Now x value, see why we are writing like this, so that when we are substituting the values we don't do any mistake. So x value is 2, x1's value is 0, and x2's value is x. x2's value is x. This 2 will shift to other side. This 2 if we shift to other side it will get multiplied. D option. Okay, so for 2 into 2 is 4, 0 plus x is 0 plus x is equals to x only. So x is equals to 4. X is equals to 4. So coordinates of q, in coordinates of q we have x. So that means coordinates of q are 4 comma 0. So coordinates of q we found as 4 comma 0. Let's do now for y. So we'll make use of y coordinate. So y formula is y is equals to y1 plus y2 by 2. So y's value is given to us as minus 5. This 2 will shift to other side. It will get multiplied. Y1 is y and y2 is 0. So minus 5 into 10 is minus 5 into 2 is minus 10. Y plus 0 is y. So y is equals to minus 10. If y is equals to minus 10, so from here we'll get point P's coordinate. So point P is 0 comma y. So that means 0 comma minus 10, and Q's coordinates we already found 4 comma 0. So which option? Option D, as you have given the answer also. So D option. Here some students they will get confused and they'll mark C option also. Don't do this, because first they have asked, they have mentioned here point P. So point P's coordinates you have to write first and then point Q. So in this order only you have to answer your question. So don't mark option C. Its order is QP. It's not PQ. Although it's same, but point C, the order is Q comma P. But in point P, the order is P comma Q. So D option is the correct, because it is the order in which the question is asked. I hope this question is clear. Let's do next question now. So 10th, it will be last MCQ. It's very simple. It is very simple. Three coordinates are given to us. The vertices of a triangle given to us, we have to find the coordinates of a centroid. So many questions we have done of this type. So coordinates I'll just write 1, 3, 2, minus 4 and minus 3, 1. So I'll be writing these as x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3. So x is equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. So x1 value is 1, 1 plus 2 minus 3 by 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 minus 3, this will become 0. So x is equals to 0 and y is equals to, now by formula we'll use y is equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Y is equals to 3 plus minus 4 plus 1. So plus minus is minus. So 3 minus 4 plus 1 by 3. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1 plus 1 by 3. So this is also equals to 0. This is also equals to 0. So we found the answer, we found the coordinates of xy equals to 0 comma 0. So option A. So what is 0, 0? What's the name of this point? If both the values of x and y equals to 0, what is the name of that point? Do we have any name for this kind of point? 0, 0. Let's see who will tell. 0, 0. Yes, it is origin. 0, 0 is origin. So good. Ranjan has given the answer. Very good. So option A, 0, 0 is the answer. And one thing which I didn't mention here. So in coordinates also, x, y altogether they are coordinates where the name of x is abscissa. The name of x coordinate is abscissa and the name of y coordinate is ordinate. This also you should know. Altogether these are known as coordinates. So as we are doing coordinate geometry, we are dealing with these kinds of point. So x, y altogether these are known as coordinates. X point is abscissa and y point is ordinate. So this also you should know. So here we have completed 10 MCQs. The MCQs were little lengthy as compared to the other chapters, but still like this type of questions sometimes can be asked in subjective type of questions as well. So I hope you have understood. There are no doubts. Tomorrow we will start from reason and assertion and reason based questions, and we'll continue with the subjective type of questions as well. This chapter is very, very important for doing next chapter, like equation of line. Unless you have the knowledge of section and midpoint formula, you won't be able to do equation of line. So for doing that chapter, because a combined question will come from these two chapters. In your board exams also combined question will come. So that's why do it properly. Once again, you try to do all these questions and see the video once again so that the concepts will become clear in your mind. Okay, so I hope you will do whatever I'm telling and get good marks in your exams. Is there anything else you want to say? You can post your comments in the chat box. If nothing is there, you can start leaving. Okay, so I guess no doubts now. Okay, then bye everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next class.